everyone, my name is Sarah and today I have a Yogalates class for you. I have as much yoga as Pilates and it's just great if you can't pick between the two today. We'll be doing a lot of toning, but we'll also be flowing and opening up the body. Grab your mat, meet me there, and let's get to it. Starting standing at the top of the mat, reach the arms all the way up, inhale, exhale, fully folding over, inhale, flat back, exhale, fold, drop the head, inhaling, reaching the body and the arms all the way up to the sky, interlace those fingers, big stretch up and over to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, folding over. I want you to grab opposite elbows and ragdoll. Bend generously into those knees to rest the full upper body on the legs. So we're taking all of the effort out of the back and totally decompressing the spine, letting that head drop down, maybe shaking it out, yes and no. Start to slowly lift the body back up. Inhale, hands reach all the way up. Interlace those fingers over to the left. Side body stretch. And back to center. Exhale, folding over. For our next forward fold, I invite you, if you have the flexibility for it, to put the hands under the feet. If not, you can keep the hands on the mat. If you do have those hands under the feet, press the toes in the backs of the wrists. If you can go even deeper, maybe bend at the elbows, moving them out to the side. And release, keeping the right hand on the mat. Bend generously into the right knee. And left hand reaches all the way up. Look up for a twist. Trying to find one line from the bottom hand all the way to the top hand. Exhale, lower that hand. Straighten out the right leg, bend into the left knee. And reach the right arm up for a twist. Exhale, lower. Switching sides. You're going to inhale, twisting to the left. Exhale, lower. Inhale. So just go with your breath. This is meant to wake up the body, stretching and moving in this very gentle twist. Feeling the nice stretch in the backs of the legs. Exhale, back down to the mat, coming back into forward fold. And start to slowly lift back up, reach those hands up to the sky, folding over. Flat back on the inhale, exhale, fold. Start to walk the hands up into plank. If you need to, you can bring the feet back as well. This is going to be the foundation of the next exercise. I want you to find a solid plank. You're as strong as a table. Before lifting those hips, coming into downward dog, I want you to move very slowly and intentionally, rolling over those toes. Inhaling plank. When you're coming into plank, your core is engaged. You're not dropping the hips down into the mat or lifting them too high up. You're straight, you're strong. Exhaling down dog. Elbows are pointing towards the mat. Your index fingers are pointing straight ahead. Just going with the breath. And just feel it out. If you find that you have your alignment and you're very comfortable in these positions, you can go a little faster. Trying to exaggerate when you come over those toes, you're going right on those tippy toes. And meeting in plank. We're gonna go for a chaturanga. I'm gonna give you the option to drop the knees for a modified version, but if you're feeling strong and warmed up, then go ahead, bend at those elbows, lower down, inhale, up dog, pushing shoulders away from the ears, opening into the belly. Exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. Bend generously, bringing one knee to the center of the body and moving the hips over to the opposite side. This is such a nice side body stretch that you can do in your downward dog. Just make it feel good. Meeting back at the center. I want you just to take a moment, bend generously into those knees, lift the heels up high, and then see how low you can drop into those heels, straightening out in the backs of the legs. Inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Point those toes down at the mat, square at the hips before bending into that knee and stepping it forward in between the hands, keeping the left hand on the mat. Right hand reaches all the way up to the sky for a high lunge twist. Stay strong in those legs, feeling that twist into the right hip. We're going to be coming into a side plank exercise soon. I want you to think about keeping the weight into that left hand before pivoting on the back foot and bringing the right foot to the center. Lifting that right hand up and over, side body stretch. Exhale, drop the hips, drop the hand. Push in that left hand, lift the hips up, right arm goes up and over. Exhale, it all drops down, side body stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower with your breath. This is a great version if you're working on your side plank. It can help you build the strength required to hold it for longer and do other harder variations. Using the help of your leg strength to lift the body up. On the next inhale up, I want you to stay there for a moment before bringing the right foot to meet the left for full side plank. We're just going to drop down into that left knee, bringing it to the mat. So this is an easy version of side plank. If you would like, you can stay here. Otherwise, I'm inviting you to take some harder variations with me. So bringing the right foot back, we're going to start to lift it into star. If that feels like enough, stay there, or you can bend at that knee, bringing it into tree pose. There should be no weight at the foot into that bottom leg. You're engaging in the hips, in the glutes, and wherever you're at, step that right foot forward to the outside of the right hand into the active version of lizard. We're trying to go deep into those hips, maybe rocking forward and back, maybe dumping the weight of the hips a little into the ground. If you're feeling good in lizard and you want to stay here for the next bit, you're welcome to. However, I do invite you to do a little yoga challenge and arm balance, stepping that left foot forward in between the hands, crossing it over that right ankle, bending generously into those elbows, creating a shelf for that right leg, leaning far forward with the body to create a counterweight for lifting up those legs. So what's important here is not only arm strength, but finding that center of gravity. Wherever you're at, we're meeting in tabletop on all fours for another Pilates exercise. Reach that right arm out in front of you, left leg goes back behind, bird dog, strong core, strong back. Exhale, crunching it in. Inhale, extending. We're going to do 6 like this. Exhale, crunch, chin to chest. Inhale, everything extends. Exhale, nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, reaching the arm even farther forward. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to go for one more. Exhale. Inhale. So I invite you to stay here, reaching that arm as far forward and like as far back as you can. Or you can go ahead and grab for the outside of that foot, kicking the foot into the hand, opening up into the shoulder, lifting the leg up as high as you can get it. Slowly let it go back into bird dog just for a moment and drop it all down into the mat, into child's pose, rounding over the legs. Let the forehead sink into the mat. Slowly round the body up to center. Into all fours position, tuck the toes, lift those hips, downward dog. And we're going to break it up with a little plank exercise. So I want you to think about bringing that right leg up off the mat and crunching it into the right arm. Exhale, down dog, other side. Left leg crunches into left arm. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, switching sides. I want you to focus on your form. So when you crunch in, try to get that leg up as high on the arm as possible, really sending the body forward into that plank before lifting those hips up and back into downward dog. You're going to get the most activation in the core. And if you feel like your form is great and you have it, then you can pick up the pace and go a little faster. Always with the breath. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, down dog. Meeting at the center and down dog. Just bend generously one knee at a time. Walk it out. Feel your hamstrings are starting to feel nice and open. Come plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Exhale, down dog, hips come back up. Left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Square at those hips, bend at the knee, round in the shoulders, step it through. Right hand stays on the mat, left hand reaches all the way up for a twist. Strong legs. Just breathe here, enjoy this moment. Before pivoting that back foot, stepping the left foot to the center of the mat and reaching that left hand up and over, stretching into that side body. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the hand. We're going to do 6 like this. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, dropping it down, stretching into the right side. Inhale, up and over. Exhale. Sticking with the breath, you've got this. Firing up that side body so that you'll be ready to go into those deeper postures if you had it on the first side. And meeting at the middle, bring left foot to meet the right, full side plank. If you need the easy side plank variation, you can keep that right leg on the mat and just stay here until we meet back in that lunge. However, if you did it on the first side, bring the foot back out in side plank. Lift that left leg into start. I invite you to bend at the knee, coming into the tree pose variation. Maybe bringing that foot up higher for an added challenge. Wherever you're at, stepping the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand into lizard. Going deep into those hips. Rocking it out. If you stayed here the first side, just stay here again. You want to try for that 8-angle post. Step that right foot through the hands, crossing it over that left ankle. Bending generously into the elbows, creating a shelf with that left arm, hooking the left leg over the arm, and leaning far forward to use the weight of your upper body to balance out the weight of lifting your legs up off the mat. Don't feel bad if you struggle with this. It takes a little bit of time to find that center of gravity, and it does take a lot of arm strength. So wherever you're at, I want you to meet me in tabletop. From here, we're going to be doing our last Pilates exercise before we start to cool down. Left arm comes forward, right leg goes back into bird dog, finding that length before crunching it in on the exhale. 6 like this. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. So just focus on sticking with your breath. And when you extend, I want you to make sure that you're not arching at all. It's actually harder when you find more length, which is what we want in Pilates. We want a full activation of that core. So just keep breathing. Trying to feel every movement. On the next one, inhale, extend. And from here, you're welcome to stay. That's already great work and tough as it is. But if you had it on the first side, grab the outside of your right foot with that left hand and push foot into hand, lifting up the leg higher, opening up into the chest, engaging into those glutes. Breathing in. Before coming back to center, take your final breath in bird dog. Drop the hand, drop the knee. And take a wide-legged child's pose, knees out to the side, drop the head, come back to the breath. Take full belly breaths. From here, we're going to be ending off the practice with some final stretches. Start to lift the body back up to center, sitting onto those heels. Meet me in tabletop. So we're just going to keep the left hand on the mat, right hand lifts up to the sky. Big inhale, exhale, twisting it through, thread the needle. Inhale, lift that hand up, look up. Exhale, we're going to stay this time, so just find a comfortable position with the ear and the shoulder on the mat. Make sure you're not leaning to one side or the other, so the hips are right in the center. You have the option to have that left arm reaching up overhead, pushing in those fingertips, or you can go ahead wrapping that arm around the back, reaching for the opposite thigh. Don't feel pressured to take the deepest variation all the time. Sometimes maybe you're sore, you just did a big workout the day before, so you're not feeling it. As long as you're finding that openness and doing what your body is telling you today, that's all that's needed. bring that left arm back to center. Reach the right arm up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, drop it back down. We're going to break it up, so bringing those knees to the outside of the mat, right fingertips go back behind, send the hips forward, reach the left arm up overhead. Exhale, dropping it down. Inhale, opposite arm reaches up overhead, lift the hips up, let the head fall back. Exhale, inhale. Just a few more like this with the breath. When you come up, try to find that point of sensation where you can really feel a stretch in the front of the hips, into the psoas. Make it feel good for you. Exhale, meeting back at the center. Reach left arm up on the inhale, exhale, threading it through. Just for a moment, inhale, reach the left arm up, look up, exhale, threading it through, dropping ear and shoulder to the mat. Whatever variation you took on the first side, just take it here. So if you had the fingertips overhead, that's great. You can also wrap the arm all the way around, grabbing for your opposite thigh. We hold because we're not targeting just the muscles, we're targeting the deeper layers like the fascia, trying to open up the body, not just for the moment, but for the long term. Bring that right hand back to center. Left hand comes up for a moment before dropping it back down to the mat. Start to sit back onto those heels. Drop down to the mat. Maybe scooch forward a bit so that you can lower all the way down. From here, bringing in the knees, hugging them in. Starting to go for happy baby, so either grabbing for the toes or the outsides of the feet, pulling them in. Elbows inside of the knees. What I want you to notice in this happy baby is if you're rounding at all. It's very common if you have tight hips and a tight groin that your lower back will lift up off of the mat. So I want you to focus all of your attention on pushing that area into the ground. If you have to come out a little bit to do so, that's going to be a much better variation of happy baby for you in the long run. It also provides a nice release on the full spine when you press it into the mat. Feel free to rock side to side or staying at the center, whatever your body needs today. And bringing the feet together for a moment before slowly lowering them down into Supine Baddha Konasana. Just take one deep breath here in this very restorative posture. Inhale, exhale. And close the knees, lift them back up to center. Cross the right leg over the left, dropping the knees over to the left. Gazes to the right. If you're feeling really safe and open, you have a lot of space, you're welcome to extend your arms fully. However, if you find that your shoulder, especially your right shoulder, is lifting up off the mat, I invite you to cactus at those elbows. It can really help to add a little extra weight into the arms and to keep that shoulder down. Breathing into the side body. Breathing into all the digestive organs, just allowing the body to relax the nervous system, all the hard work is over. Inhale, legs come back to center. Hug it in for a moment to reset the spine before crossing left leg over the right and dropping the knees to the right. Take whatever arm variation you had on the first side and then look to your left. Breathing in. Exhaling, letting it all go. Inhale, up to center. Hug in those knees, rocking it out. Start to bring those feet hovering over the mat just for a moment before bringing them out to the sides and lowering into Shavasana. Being heavy, being present, letting the body fully relax. This is just your quick 30-minute practice. I invite you to end off here. However, you are welcome to stay as long as you need. It's been such a pleasure practicing with you, and I can't wait to see you on the mat next time.